What is NEAT? Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. What we sometimes just call physical activity. So if you're looking at health and weight loss outcomes, one of the things you really need to consider is NEAT. Okay. So just a quick definition of what this looks like. Exercise is like, I'm going to go to the gym and work out for 30 minutes. I'm going to get on some cardio equipment and do this session for 30 minutes at a certain intensity defined by my heart rate or an RPE or whatever. Or I'm going to go lift, or I'm going to do both lift and run, right? Physical activity, sometimes it's called spontaneous physical activity, even though it's not always spontaneous. But I might go for a walk. I walk up the stairs at my office. I walk to the car, right? These are all parts of your day. If you're a construction worker or in your manual labor or you're working in a machine shop or something like that, you're on your feet all the time moving around, you're a mechanic. Your physical activity level is high. It's a more active job. If you're a boilermaker, right? I mean, that's a physically active job. And so you're going to burn a lot more calories as a result of, just your activity every day, as opposed to somebody like me that might be sitting at a desk quite a bit. Okay. And so that presents some important challenges. And I saw this played out in COVID-19. So in the lockdown / quarantines that many have gone under or are going under currently, NEAT is one of the things that's lost. And so even though there's emphasis on exercise, and good, that's great, the loss of NEAT though will still make weight loss and weight maintenance much more difficult, because you're not going anywhere, you're not going to the store, you're not walking in the store, you're not all these activities. Okay, release energy. Fidgeting releases energy. If you're a fidgety person, right, you release energy. It's easier at home many times, especially if you're on the couch on a laptop or whatever, working, to not fidget even, right? And you can't with a laptop because your laptop bounces around, right? I mean, there's things that we can look at through quarantine lockdown that we can say, hey, we've lost NEAT, and this is the byproduct of that. And again, this is an example though how important it is. I know, like in the wintertime, right? I don't tend to the yard because it's cold. We don't have enough snow to shovel, thank goodness. But I lose all my outdoor activities, working in the yard, working in the garden, whatever it may be. And so my NEAT is lower, and so it's easier for me to gain weight in the wintertime. Okay, I think the holidays and stuff as well. But when it just comes to the physical activity side of things, NEAT will drop if I'm not mindful of it. I need to go for walks. I need to do something in the outside as much as possible. So what is that, health-wise? Let me back for a second. Health-wise, again, the research literature has borne out that if you sit for more than 30 minutes at a time, we tend to die faster, regardless how much activity exercise we work in. Now, how much faster, right? There's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of variability here. But the point is that physical activity matters. It's all about blood flow. Right? When it comes to just health, right? Blood flow. And then as a mediator, of course, is obesity, overweight, obesity, right? And so if we have adequate blood flow and we're at a ideal body weight, then that should improve our health over time as compared to not. Okay. So again, when it comes to health, NEAT is very, very important. Weight loss and weight maintenance, I think, again, I've already kind of stated that, is without that physical activity during the day, you could be losing 500 calories of just general movement. Okay. And you may be exercising, right? But you get another 200 in, and that's it, right? I mean, you're still at you've lost, if you want to think of it that way, but you're at a surplus if you haven't changed your diet, of 300 calories. So that's something to look at as you transition to a new job, moving oftentimes does that, right? Because even though that the activity of moving, depending if somebody moves you, is active, but it's stressful, it's lack of sleep, and it's easier to overeat. But a lot of times, if you're going through the active moving, like after you've packed everything, sometimes that can be a sedentary process. If you're in a hotel room, right? I mean, I'm drawing off my own times moving, right? And those are things that can happen. So just things to keep in mind. I'm going to just food for thought, if you will. No pun intended. Amish. Who are the Amish? The Amish, if you don't know, in the United States, is a culture that is sworn off electricity. So if you want to kind of get a snapshot of a truly agrarian society in these modern days in the West, the Amish are a good population to study. In fact, they've been studied, and as you can imagine, their level of obesity is pretty much zero. Okay, but there's no Amish gyms. I'm sure there's like all these Amish shows, right? Amish Mafia and all this stuff. I'm sure there's an Amish gym show. right? But the reality is there's not gyms, right? The Amish are, again, working the land it's an agrarian society. There's no electricity, and so it requires a lot of physical labor to do that. So again, this would be classified as physical activity or NEAT. It's not organized exercise. They don't get up and do 10 miles. They get up and work in the fields, or whatever they're doing, right? And so just keep that in mind. You can see that played out. The more physically active you are in your job, the easier it is, obviously, to maintain your body weight and weight loss, and it's a healthier job. Okay, the kids. There's only like 2 of them, at least in my world. There's only 2 kids. All right. So the reason I bring this up, I think it's fascinating. I joke around continually that I would love to write a book called just an exercise book, but just say be a kid. Right. So if you ever watch kids, like if I watch my kids, we go through a grocery store or big box store or whatever, or even smaller stores. They'll run and jump and skip, and my daughter's jumping over lines as she holds onto my hand, which is a blast, by the way. But it's not just this. Most of the time, it's not this controlled walk. We have to, hey, don't do that. Hey, get off the light pole, right? So, right. Very active, and I encourage that with my kids. I don't want to squash it within reason, of course. But if I did all the things they did, if I moved like they move without going to the gym, I'd be lean too. Okay, and my kids are pretty lean. All right, and I think you can unfortunately see this played out with screen time, and I'm not judging anybody. Okay, but more screen time, right, is going to take away some of that NEAT. All right, it's going to take away that NEAT. And so if we take too much of it away, then we can see problems with kids regulating their body weight, which, for most kids, that's not an issue because they are so active. And so, again, you can see this idea of NEAT, though, played out. That's what I'm getting at. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're having trouble losing weight or maintaining weight, and you're going to the gym even, or even if you're not, but if you're going to the gym, look at what you're doing in your day. Can you add another 150 calories for the whole day by just being more active? There was a show many years ago, and I'm going to tip my hand here, all right? My wife sucked me into this show many, many years ago. Gilmore Girls, all right? I know. I probably lose my man card on this, but it's pretty witty. That's why it kind of drew me. I was like, it's pretty good dialogue. I don't understand half the jokes because they're just, But there was an episode where the guy in the show ate too much yogurt and gained weight. And so he was trying to lose the weight. And so he would walk around just waving his arms around all crazy, right? Because he was trying to generate, that's neat, right? He's just working, but he's just wildly swinging his arms around to try and burn more calories, okay? That's the idea. Now, that doesn't mean you should do that. If you work in an office, don't wildly wave your arms around. At least do it when the office door is closed. But these are things that I've suggested is, if you're at home and you're a remote worker, get a 5 to 10 minute low intensity, full body weight only exercise routine and throw it on YouTube and do it. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be drenched in sweat after. It could be just something nice and easy. Get up and do every 30 minutes, do 10 air squats. Nothing crazy. Doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to be drenched in sweat, but it's just this continuous physical activity. You're burning calories throughout the day. And over the course of a day, even if it was just every hour, right, you're going to burn a lot of calories. Burn more calories, I should say, as compared to when you're not doing it, obviously, and that's going to be beneficial. So, again, look where you can be more active. Look where you can be more active. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you got little kids, probably not an issue for you. But if you're a construction worker, if you're a manual labor person, probably not an issue for you. You're active all day. If anything, you go home and you turn off the physical activity when you get home, and that's a fight to get to the gym. But if you're an office worker, these are things that you should look for. If you're a remote worker, these are things that you should, keep an eye out for, how you can improve your physical activity, and in a reasonable way. But don't think that, if I do 5 squats, it's not going to mass anything. Well, if you do 5 squats 5 times per day, that's 25 squats. That's pretty good. And you just promoted blood flow as you did it. You also might find, if you're doing work tasks, that blood flow increase also goes to your brain. Okay. Cognitive function is improved with blood flow. That's not a shocker. Okay. So again, you're going to get some nice benefits from this. Break out of the boundaries, though, that exercise is just for when I go to the gym and do it. That's not true. In fact, if you think about it that way only, you're going to miss out on a lot of benefits. Okay, that's it for now. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, push the like button. What do they say? Smack the bell for notifications. Subscribe to my channel. Always trying to build a subscriber base. Check out my videos on a variety of topics: books, book reviews, journal club reviews, topic videos like this one. Some instructional videos, all kinds of fun stuff. More coming.